Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to cover your Christmas cake with marzipan. And here I have the marzipan which was in the fridge, and I have taken it out to warm up a little bit before I can use it. And here on the work surface I have sprinkled with icing sugar to prevent the marzipan from sticking on the worktop. I have removed the cling film, and now I'm going to knead the marzipan, and you have to do it very gently. You have to do this for the marzipan to warm up as well. And this is how it should look like for the round cake that I'm going to use. And it's quite pliable. Okay, I'm just going to sprinkle the rolling pin with some of the icing sugar and start doing it gently, very gently, and keep turning it over. Keep using the rolling pin until you get a thickness of 1/4 of an inch. I've done the top part of the cake, and I have to do the sides as well, which I'm going to show you later. And over here I've got the Christmas cake, which has been resting for 3 days to mature. And here I've got the long strips which I've shown you the other day, and I took it out of the fridge as well to let it warm up. And I'm going to use this strip for the side of the cake. And don't forget to knead it first. What I'm actually doing here is using the baking tin that I've used for the cake to cut around the marzipan so it can fit onto the cake. And you see all these bits here, I'm going to use them to fill in any holes that I have on the cake. For example, here, a bit here, I think this should do it. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, I couldn't find the right cake board. They don't appear to have the size of the cake that I needed, so I had to use the square one. And to be honest with you, as long as it does the job, it doesn't matter whether it's square or round. Okay, also what I'm going to do is to fill the gaps. Just push it under the bottom, underneath, one more bit to do. If you have a little spatula, just go around it like that to level it out. Okay, before applying the marzipan over the cake, what we have to do is to brush it over with apricot jam. What I have here is about 4 tablespoonfuls of apricot jam, which has been heated on the stove, and I'm going to brush it over the cake, and it's going to work like a glue for the marzipan to stick onto the cake. Just cover it all over. And now I'm going to place the marzipan over the cake. So the best way to do it is to bring the rolling pin under the marzipan and lift it up carefully and place it over the top. And now very gently I'm going to use the rolling pin over the marzipan in order to press it down slightly to stick onto the cake. Just do it very gently. And now I'm going to use the flat edge smoother and smooth the cake over, just polish it. And it makes it nice and smooth. If there is any excess hanging over the cake, just trim it along the side gently so you don't damage the cake. I'm just rolling out the last bit of the marzipan that goes around the cake. Just do it very gently. And what I do before I put it onto the cake is to make a straight line. Then I don't have to worry about cutting it while it's on the cake. Right, let's finish off the cake. Okay, just start from one end where it's finished. And just cut a straight line where it's going to join and cut right through. And join it together. And the same with the other side. Just go over the top like that. And now I'm going to smooth it out. If it's not perfect, if it's not the way you want it, don't worry about it. After all, it is for our families we're baking it. Unless you're going to give it to somebody else as a gift, then maybe you have to worry about it. But the other reason is we're going to cover it with icing sugar. And if there is any imperfections, it's going to cover it up. But I think it looks perfect. We have finished covering the cake with the marzipan, and now I'm going to let it rest for a couple of days for the marzipan to dry out. And after that, I'm going to show you how to do the royal icing to cover the cake with. And I hope to see you then. It looks good, doesn't it?